people who share your same hobbies. You can have a close-knit family of intimate connections, but yearn to feel that you're impacting the wider community. And this is also because we cannot just rely on one human to give us all of our connection needs. So here is a rundown of the 5 kinds of connection you need. Which ones do you think you may be lacking in your life? Micro-connections. In her book Love 2.0, Creating Happiness and Health in Moments of Connection, the incredible Barbara L. Fredrickson studies what love is, and her research yields fascinating insights into what is happening in the body amidst these small, seemingly innocuous, daily interactions. Love, as your body defines it, isn't exclusive, not something to be reserved for your soulmate, your inner circle, your kin, or your so-called loved ones. Love's reach turns out to be far wider than we're typically coaxed to imagine. Love is that micro moment of warmth and connection that you share with another living being. Those everyday interactions we so missed during the pandemic have value in reducing our stress by staving off loneliness. They're not some uncanny accident. Don't take for granted the nod to your neighbour or the pat on the back to your barista when getting your morning coffee. The fact that these micro-connections have a role in making you feel more connected is supported by a study by Julian Holt Lundstad at Utah's Brigham Young University. She calls this type of connection social integration, and it's an important part of extending your lifespan. Micro-connections tell the brain, I belong to a matrix bigger than me, and therefore I'm not alone. Most of the conversation in these micro-connections is what would be described as informational. The conversation here would be considered small talk and be devoid of emotional content. It may often seem boring to us, but it's a vital doorway for deeper bonds to build over time. Self-connection. Self-connection is an awareness of the experience you are having. You need great self-connection to connect well with others. It's actually the baseline for emotional intelligence. You can use self-connection at any time. It's never too late. You can do this through meditation, therapy, exercise, silence, breath work, and your own spiritual practice. I will take you through an exercise for this in our next track. The next type of connection is intimate connection. We need intimate connection, what you can think of as people you can truly be vulnerable with and who love you, warts and all. This is a rung of connection you really need. It trumps all others. Many people find this form of connection in their romantic partner, but I've also cultivated sets of deep friendships in all the countries I've lived in that would fall into this category. Your intimate connections are the people who you're closest to in the whole world and who provide you with the most emotional support. According to the work of evolutionary anthropologist Robin Dunbar, most people have around 5 close friends or family in this orbit of connection. These may often be people you live with. What we don't want is for people to rely solely on other forms of connection without cultivating any intimate ones. Lack of intimate connection then leads to feelings of being unanchored and unseen. Relational connection. This is belonging to a social fabric that you know you have access to when you need to call on it. These are deeper than micro-connections. Many people find relational connections in their extended family and kin. The person you call when you need the kids babysat or to be taken to the emergency room. It's a sad fact of the way we live now that many people feel that they can't call on people that will be there for them. According to Dunbar's work, this group comprises around 15 people. Collective connection. This category of connection is about belonging and affiliation, and knowing that you're in tune with the people around you. You don't have to be best buddies with this rung of connection, but you do have to have commonalities which thread you together. You can find collective connection by looking at the hobbies and interests you have and joining groups that augment those interests. Self-connection. This is having an awareness of one's own experience, and in just a moment, we're going to learn a little bit more about that and lean into self-connection with an exercise. But now that we know the kinds of connections we need, here's the key takeaway. There are different kinds of connections that we've been blessed with, and reducing them to just one type and forsaking the rest is making us lonelier. We should still be focusing on quality over quantity in each of these rungs, but my main point is, it is possible to have some of these types and still feel lonely.